Hello and welcome to the Growth Channel Podcast. Here is your host, RJ.
Welcome to the Growth Channel Podcast. Over the last two podcast episodes, we focused on two topics, namely, one being the importance of being focused. We looked at what focus really means. We identified it as an act of concentrating on your interest or activity or something, and we expanded on the necessity of understanding why focus was so important. The fact that it can be used to your advantage, that you'll be more positive, it will help you change your life, you will be better at problem solving, and it will help you to achieve a goal. And we discussed how focus determines the level of achievement in your life, and also how we could practice the right mindset to be more focused. Being focused helps us to expand our horizons. The second topic that we discussed over the last episode was becoming more proactive. Looked at the meaning of being proactive, the ability to look back from the future in your mind's eye, to see how an active step that you take now will affect future outcomes. We identified some of the important characteristics of a proactive mindset and identify that proactive people are open to change. They are not afraid to make positive changes themselves. And we looked at ways to help us shift towards becoming more proactive. So one topic was about being focused, secondly, being more proactive. And today, I want to talk to you about the third part of this trilogy, namely staying motivated.
The Growth Channel Podcast, broadcasting worldwide. If you are serious about making money online from home, then visit onlinegrowthchannel.com, onlinegrowthchannel.com. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development and financial freedom, then subscribe to our Online Growth Channel on YouTube, Online Growth Channel.
It is hardly a secret that the key to successfully accomplishing one's goals is to stay motivated. There are, of course, tasks which successful people may like, yet they find motivation to complete these tasks because they recognize how each particular task serves a greater goal. So what is motivation? Motivation is the drive to achieve your goals or need, and it is influenced by how much you want the goal, what you will gain, your personal expectations. And so why is motivation important? Motivation is important because it provides us with goals to work towards. It helps us solve problems. It helps us to change old habits. And also it helps us to cope with challenges and opportunities. It is impossible to expect our motivation levels to remain at 100% all the time. But there are certain things that we can do to maximize our motivation and to push us forward.
You are listening to the Growth Channel Podcast. Are you interested in doing an online tourism business course? Please visit tourismbusinessonline.com, tourismbusinessonline.com.
Let us look at some of the ways to stay motivated. Firstly, we must find a good reason for doing whatever we're doing. You may not be able to find a good reason to do some tasks at first, but if you take just a few moments to analyze them, you will easily spot something good. If you're ever stuck with some task that you hate and there seems to be no motivation to complete it, it's time to find your good reason. For each goal you set, there needs to be a reason behind it. This is the way for us to achieve our goals and to stay motivated. And some of the ideas that can serve as a good reason for us to stay motivated is, first of all, the reward that may come from completing this task. It might be in the form of money, the salary that we get within our job, or the personal gain that we get, something that will help us to improve ourselves, or the sense of accomplishment. or even the feeling of getting closer to the bigger goal that you set out. So each of these things can underwrite the good reason why we complete or attempt to do a task. And when it comes to motivation, attitude is everything. So another factor that we can build into staying motivated is to make things fun. Different people have completely opposite views towards the same task. Some hate it, others love it. Why do you think this happens? It's simple. Some of us find ways to make a task interesting and enjoyable when we begin to lose motivation. We try to make the task fun. A simple approach is to start working on any task by asking yourself a few questions. How can I enjoy this task? What can I do to make this task fun for myself and for others? How can I make this task the best part of my day? Expecting a task to be enjoyable is one way to learn how to stay motivated. Most of the things that we do have great potential of being enjoyable. So looking for ways to have fun while working is a great habit to acquire. And lastly, we change your approach when things doesn't work out. Don't give up. When something doesn't feel right, it's always a good time to take a moment and to look for a different approach if you want to learn how to get motivated. So if you feel you losing motivation, don't give up. Just change the approach in completing the task.
You are listening to the Growth Channel podcast. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development and financial freedom, then subscribe to our online growth channel on YouTube, Online Growth Channel. The link is in the podcast description.
Well, staying motivated during times like the times that we're going through, the COVID crisis, is indeed a challenge. It's not just about motivation, it's also about support, empowerment, and empathy. Motivation is not magic. It does not come in a bottle. Something that you can tap into by design and then use it. Finding good reasons to work on your tasks, on your goals, is bound to help you feel better. And identifying ways to make it fun will help you to enjoy the tasks and your goals even more. Learning how to stay motivated is as simple as finding what works for you. If you need a reward, schedule one. If you just need to find your why, take time for introspection. Let us share positive energy, support each other, demonstrate the best of our qualities, and stay motivated during this challenging time of COVID-19. That brings us to the end of this episode.
Please like or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast platforms. The Growth Channel podcast is broadcasted once weekly, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Beijing time, GMT +8. Until next time, please stay safe and be blessed. Till we meet again.